So I've been thinking of making a second Blender rendering system for a while, and I kind of did, but it wasn't performing amazingly well. And I noticed that on that particular motherboard, it had two GPU slots, and I was thinking of doing something I've never done before, is using another old GTX card to try to bring them together to get a reasonable performance out of the second computer. So spoilers, it did work very well. In fact, it worked exactly like I was expecting. But without running the same benchmark on my main computer's RTX 3060, it's hard to know just how good it's doing. So this is an example of both GPUs working together on a standard Blender benchmarking file, and I made a fly-through. And I'm not sure how to weigh the results, but at a glance, they don't look terrific. What I do know is that both cards are working a little under twice as well as just one of the cards. So this is my old GTX 970 card that I had in my closet, and I just about sold it. And something broke down in our conversation because of the way I was saying about how it is a heavy card and whatnot, and the guy didn't want it, so it's just as well. I was trying to get it for me for a low value. One of the biggest problems is this particular project was sort of hard on the wiring inside the PC because the second GPU goes down very close to these system connectors here. And I'm not sure exactly how smushed down they are, but I can only hope that there's no problem there. Also, the second GPU power connector was kind of an uncomfortable branch from the original one. So with a heavy card, what I've tried to do in the past, instead of using a support bracket, tried to tie some part of it to part of the case to try to make it not move. And I don't know how successful that is, but that is what I try to do. Just me roughing it in there. So this is the final configuration of the second computer. And you can see that there isn't a great amount of clearance on the top card for air. That's a GTX 1660, just straight, not a super. The one underneath is a Asus Strix 970. So these are some results from the Blender GPU database on scores for cards. And what seems to be the case is both these cards together are about 80% of my 3060. But the 970 is an OC, so I was kind of hoping it would do a little better than the score here. Also, the 3060 might have some RT core advantages, so that isn't factored in. I was happy to see upon starting the computer that both cards are listed in the PCI summary. So I already had the 1660 driver on Linux, and the 970 is very close to that. So what happened is upon starting up, I can see that the driver acknowledged both of them were in there and it was serving both. So the 1660 is displaying its usual parameters. The 970 is saying that it has a Gen 2 interface, and I'm not really complaining. I think what happens is Blender uploads the stuff and then the GPU works it out. So the generations I don't think matter that much. It also describes an X16 interface, and I was honestly expecting an X4, but whatever, it seems to be working. So to use both GPUs at the same time in Blender, all you have to do is go into Preferences and select them from the CUDA list. So with regards to this scene, it took both GPUs 1 minute and 15 seconds. The GTX 1660 alone took 1 minute and 48 seconds. So that's less than a 2 times improvement than just one card, but it's kind of a proof of concept. And I was going after some deals for other 1660s or other 1660 supers. I don't know, I think I've created a monster. Maybe I'm gonna have to be here if I plan on doing this. It's all pretty toasty. It's all running around 70 Celsius. So you can see here, I believe I think the left one is the 1660, and the right one here is the Strix 970. So that's 67 on the 970 and 69 on the or 72 on the 1660, and CPU is averaging around 60 Celsius. So I mean, it's all in theory okay, but I mean it's just all kind of warm, right? So I just sort of always leave the lid